Hello there and welcome to Matt's plot, and welcome down the plot again. Let me show you what's going on at the start of June. Okay, so starting up at the top of the plot, you can see the apple trees are really starting to get properly in now. No apples this year on them, but that's okay. Lots of growth, lots of good foliage on there. A lot of the soft fruits are starting to come through now. Lots and lots of fruits coming up. And we're going to put some protection on these today. We've got loads of it coming, so yeah, really good year this year. These are 3 years old now, these bushes, so we're quite happy. White currant, black currant, and some others that I'm not too sure of just yet. Rhubarb is just starting to die back. The radish and carrot bed, a lot of the radish have gone up now, but they're fine. They'll go home to the carrots, you can go home to the chickens. You can see the carrots are coming through lovely, so we'll clear a lot of those away today as well. Spinach chard at the back, not looking too bad, just enough. This is going to have some winter squashing, so we'll clear this out once the carrots are done, but we thought we'd just put the spinach chard in there, get a little crop out of it. Excellent weed at the back there as well, the size of that fella. Now I've not weeded this, I've just come down, we had a little bit of rain yesterday, so it's going to be off its nut. Grapevine's doing lovely, look. That's 2 years old now, that is. Doing a good job. Parsnips so far, absolutely nothing. You can see that something's been digging in here as well. So I've started to germinate some more at home on the old kitchen paper method, because we've got nothing there. I mean, look at this creeping grass as well, terrible. I mean, this site, before we got the plots on here 5 years ago, was an old army camp. So it's proper compacted ground and been grass forever. This has been mulched many times, so yeah, just got to expect it. Second earlies, Charlotte, doing really well. Borage, little volunteer borage plants coming through. I don't mind them, they can crack on. You can see a few little weeds popping up on the onions, but I'm not too worried about that. See, some of these are looking lovely. Some of them are throwing up flower spikes. I'll pull those today and I'll take those home and I'll use them just like spring onions. But I knew it was going to happen. The watering's been terrible, so we kind of knew it. But they're all looking too bad. Probably about 10 minutes of weeding to do between them, nothing amazing. Because we're no dig, the weeds pull out really easy. But when we look at this garlic, I do not know what's happened here. I think the birds have been using it as a landing zone. I've never had garlic like this before, it's just been absolutely smashed. Elephant garlic's looking really good. I've missed out on escape, so I missed them by about 3 or 4 days, and there's a flower head in there now, so they're going to be no good at all. Some spring onions, need to pull them. A little bit more spinach chard, we eat a lot of spinach chard. A little bit more, shallots are doing really well, all starting to separate now as well. Really good. We've got some for pickling and some others for eating. We've got Mizuna lettuce. I've left this in because we're getting some more chickens this weekend, so the Mizuna lettuce will go to the chickens. And the purple top Milan turnips, there's a few now that are ready for picking, putting a nice little bit of size on. Any bigger than that really, they start to blow, so now is the time for picking those. Carrots, you remember I did these in tapes, just starting to come through, you can see, just starting. With tapes, if you're using the tape method, remember you must water really heavily, because you've got to get all that tape soaking wet, but they're coming through, they're looking okay. And then we've got celeriac under the scaffolding netting. Some good weeds in there as well. So if only you could eat these weeds, I'd never go hungry. Red cabbage starting to look good. Green cabbage looking okay. A lot of volunteer potatoes in there coming through. This must be where I've used last year's potato compost out of the pots, and the tiniest potatoes are starting to grow on. So yeah, onion garlic looking good. Coming over to here, we've got our beetroot. All looking good in here. I've got some more to bring down and plant in. Our fennel looking lovely, putting some good size on now. Nothing else under here yet. And we've got our peas here as well. Looking good. They got a little bit knocked back by the pigeons, but they're all coming through. They just need tying onto this netting now. And then up here I did plant 12 Calabrese. I've got 3 left. A mixture of poor watering, slugs and everything else, but I've got 3. You can also see over there that my dwarf French beans are looking a little bit yellow. They'll be fine, and they're starting to flower, and I'm going to tie those up today so they'll be attached to stakes. They'll get a feed of liquid seaweed, and that should sort them out hopefully. But again, you can see the weeds. I'm not too worried about them. They're pretty big and they just pull straight out of this earth. Now the only spot on this allotment where I didn't do no dig is here. I've dug this year, and just look at the state of it. This area got dug, and look at that. I can really see why people get disheartened with allotments. There's onions in here. Yeah. Could you imagine coming up to your allotment and it looked like that? And when you look at it, to put it in comparison, so this little 4-foot piece was dug, the rest of it wasn't, and look at the rest of the leads. There's a little bit on the path. Look at that. How could you come down your allotment and see that every time? It would just, yeah. No wonder people give the plots up. But for the rest of it, not too bad. This, I'll just hoe this out and just leave it on top and it'll die off. There's a lot of these little thistles this year. Not sure why. But have a look at the plot next door. Look at the work they're doing on it. It's fantastic. First time since I've been on this plot that someone's actually put effort into this. So it's fantastic to see. So great to have good neighbours, as the old song goes. So let me show you what's going on in the polytunnel. Okay, so walking down to the poly, we've got some leeks there and some other bits to put in today. And in we go. We've got some sweet peas that need planting because they need some food. I've got a little bit of spinach, some spring onions that are starting to put some height on. Really nice. A little volunteer tomato that we're going to keep growing. Some onions, some beetroot, and then we've got some dwarf French beans at the back, which again are going to get put onto sticks. These are looking a lot better though, really strong these ones are looking. Tomatoes are looking okay. 5 tomatoes and 1 cucumber, that's all I've gone for this year. At the allotment anyway. So yeah, all looking really good. Enough here to keep us from going hungry anyway. I'm going to crack on here now, get some leeks planted and get a little bit of weeding done. Nice little harvest. Just going to pull out any of these that have thrown up flower spikes. That's a flower spike in case you haven't seen one. All that's going to do is get hard, and it hardens out all the way through the centre of the onion, and it becomes useless really. So I'll take those home now, use them as spring onions, as onions, perfectly good to use and eat. No problem, there's no really any need cracking off the top and letting them carry on grow. They're never going to be nice. And there we go, that's it. Enough for a couple of nice stir fries. Job's a good one. So we just use a dibber now. little hole. It's quite fresh compost, so it shouldn't be too difficult. Because I've grown them in modules, just give it a squeeze, take it out, in it goes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. None of this taking them out, cutting the roots down, all that palaver, all very simple. These are multi-sown as well, so there's 3 or 4 in each one. They smell fantastic. That's it, I'll finish off the other side, give it a water, couldn't be much easier. So that was a 20 module tray, 3 or 4 to a module. That's going to give us what? Easily 60 to 70 leeks in a nice small space, no problem, easy to grow. Just got to look forward to harvesting them now. So I've got these 2 tubs, always been here at the top of the plot. I'm just going to plant them up with some Nigella and some gypsophilia. Nice and simple, make it look nice for a little bit later in the summer. All grown from seed at home, nice little root ball. Nothing too difficult here, as always. So we'll give them a little water and they're done. Onto the gypsophilia. This is the compost that we get on site. It is green waste stuff, and it does get, because we had that little bit of rain yesterday, it has gone absolutely rock solid. Just break that up a little bit. Very, very dark compost. Again, give it a squeeze. Nice little root ball there. Again, grown from seed. I think these were from Premier Seeds. That's it, all they need now is a little water and they'll be happy in their new homes. Okay, so with the radish bed, or carrot bed, which has got some very unruly radish in now, we'll just take some of these out, they've gone to seed. They come out nice and easy. It's just because they've had lots of strange weather and they've just thrown up their head. Nothing you can do. Now this is the only bed on the plot that suffers with this little nightmare, mare's tail. Don't know if any of you out there get it. If you do, as soon as you see it coming through, get rid of it. If you dispose of it properly, don't just throw it on the floor or in the corner, get it gone, don't put it in your compost heap. Get it down the tip or somewhere you know it's not going in your black bin or green bin at home. Now none of these will be wasted, these will all go back to the chickens. I'll chop some of the good radishes off. And we can use the outside edges, just not the centre bit because it'll be quite woody. So yeah, they're all getting used. You can see now these carrots coming through lovely. So it's about time these radishes came out really. So that's what's happening down the plot. Let me take you back home and I'll show you what we've got grown in the garden. Well, hello there, welcome to our garden and welcome to my greenhouse. Let me show you what we've got grown at home. Okay, so starting off over in our garden, in our greenhouse sensation water butt, we've got our tomatoes. They're all doing really well at the minute. We can see we've got plenty of flowers. Our first tomatoes coming up. I don't normally go that high up, but I thought I'd let it go up and we'll take it across to the central beam. But yeah, we've got loads of flowers coming up. I'm winding these around every week and coming around and taking off all the side shoots. But yeah, we're doing well, as you can see. A few more tomatoes coming up there. There's about 4 different varieties in here. Over the back, chilies are doing okay. Coming through. Nerines up the top. I've got some more kale coming through. Some my basil that I've potted on. Coming down, we've got some perpetual spinach. Those are my butternut squashes. I've got a couple of akuri winter squashes and some other bits and bobs. Some more beetroot, some lettuce that I've just sown. Toilet rolls ready for my parsnips, because I'm going to have another go at those. Then I've got some kale. Behind there I've got some greyhound cabbage. Oh no, that's kale as well, sorry. So 2 lots of kale there. Bunching onions, greyhound cabbage, chard and some radish at the back. So yeah, everything is looking okay at the minute in here. It's calming down a little bit in here now. Not too busy, but give it a couple of weeks and it'll all get busy again once we start doing the Swedes and everything else. Right, let me show you what's going on outside. Just before we go outside, we've got a load of plants to go. We've got Gypsophilia, Nigella, they're going out. We've got a tray of radish that needs to go out. So it's all going on. These are some of the Rebecca that we've potted up. So the lettuces are doing really well. I showed you on the last video that we took the carrots out and we've got 4 beds of lettuce now. Plenty of salad coming through. French beans are starting to do what they do. Loads of flowers on them. The yellowing's kind of dying off now. We've just had a little bit of rain, so that's going to sort it out. Peas are coming through lovely now as well. These are really just using the salads, and well, they really don't get inside, to be honest. We've got plenty. We've got some second earlies coming up there. When they die off, I'll put something else in there, maybe a winter squash or something, but we'll see. We've then got some spring onions. If I just lift this fleece up, there's a little bit of spinach just hiding at the back there as well. Spinach chard, doing really well. And our beetroots, again, they're starting to put on now. You can see they're doing all right. They're cylindrical ones, so they should be quite good. The plum tree that I planted this year, oops, as you can see, we've got plums on it. Let me show you what's going on in the rest. Yeah, it's looking quite good. Second early potatoes are all doing well, suffering with not being able to get enough water at the minute, but they're doing okay. We've just got some new chickens from the rescue centre. As you can see, they look a little bit sorry for themselves. That'll focus. But yeah, they're not doing too bad at the minute. I'll do some more videos on them girls. We've got 2 naughty ones in there at the minute. They're in prison. Spinning around for the outside tomatoes. They're doing okay. We've got a few coming on here. There you go. A couple of tomatoes popping up. Courgettes. All in tubs. Doing okay. And then over, we've been planting up some pots, so I've got some cosmos and some other bits and bobs. Right, naughty girls in the chicken jail. The new strawberry bed. We've got 20 strawberry plants in there. They're going to be lovely. So yeah, doing very nice in there. And then we've got more dwarf French beans. And they're all flowering up now nice. The peas at the back that we're taking the shoots off for the salads. A couple of winter squashes. That'll train up and over. chicken hutch, hopefully, but we'll see what goes on with them. And finally, let's go and have one last look at my girls. Hello girl, you alright? Yeah, not looking too good. They need a few feathers to grow back on them. But all in all, they're not doing too bad. Much better than the last ones that we got. They literally didn't have a single feather on. These girls are doing really well actually. So as always, please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll speak to you all soon. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you know when the next video is out. Bye now.